Welcome. My name is Patricia Wolf, and I'm the current president of the Historical Society of the Cocalico Valley. I'm here today in front of the Connell Mansion. The Connell Mansion is one of the buildings that is owned and operated by the Historical Society. It also is home to the Theodore R. Sprecher Museum. For the last 2 years, we have been very honored to have an exhibit about the life of General Ronald R. Blanck. And we have a very special event today because General Blanck is here today and ready to tell us a little bit more about his life and career. So come on in and join me. Good morning, General Blanck.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much for being here today.
It is my pleasure, believe me.
You're going to be walking us through some of your career and your life and being a native of the Cocalico Valley. How about we start there? Being a native of the Cocalico Valley, having grown up here and gone to school here, could you share a little bit about your memories of that time with us, please?
Oh, my pleasure. So this first display has to do with my growing up here in Ephrata, class of '59 from Ephrata High School, but also a picture of starting first grade at Franklin Street Elementary. And I still see some of my classmates to this day from there. And then some of the other activities, going to the prom, being part of the fire company, driving ambulance, which was actually how I got interested in medicine.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I also started a little newspaper, worked in my parents' grocery store. Their picture is there. And I think at age 6, I was able to help them out a little bit anyway.
A little bit. Where was your parents' grocery store?
Park Avenue, Park and Locust.
Okay.
Now an apartment building.
Okay.
So I'm always tempted to stop in and say, could I see it now?
Yeah, I believe that. So your parents were also natives of Lancaster County?
They were in, well, my father from Manheim, Pennsylvania, my mother from McAllisterville above Harrisburg.
Okay.
They met at Elizabethtown College at a Church of the Brethren religious conference and dated and married. They were married, I think, when my father died, 55 years.
Okay.
And then my mother at Brethren Village lived until she was 80 and died in 1996.
Okay. So that brought you coming back here periodically, I would assume.
I come back as often as I can because I have such good memories, but also our class gets together virtually every year now for reunions.
Okay.
Because we don't know who will make the next reunion.
Okay.
So I still see a lot of people.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So as your career progressed,
Uh-huh.
and you moved out of the area, what do you feel was most helpful and beneficial to you moving into your career and making decisions about what you wanted to do?
Well, for me, Ephrata always was a place that everyone was pretty much equal. Everyone could aspire to whatever they wanted to, and they weren't held back by other than physical characteristics. For example, I always wanted to be an NBA player, national. That was never going to happen. I'm not tall enough. But we were, I think, very cohesive, just a nice community in which to grow up.
Mm-hmm. So when did you make your decision to go into medicine?
Well, from here, I went to Juniata College, and my last year, having driven ambulance here, decided to go to medical school, switched to biology, was fortunate to be accepted to the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, did my internship after I finished in 1967. Then I interned at the Lancaster Osteopathic Hospital, and then I joined the Army. And
Okay.
I went down and said to the Army recruiter, I'd really like to join the Army, but I really want to go to Vietnam. And he looked up and he said, son, we're going to make you very happy. So some weeks later, I found myself in Vietnam, and you see a couple of pictures and items here, including a first aid kit somewhere. It's not, yeah, there it is, from the a Viet Cong medic, or perhaps whoever it was carried it, was picked up on the battlefield.
Okay.
And then it goes through everything, including my assignment to Berlin when I commanded the hospital, saw Rudolf Hess at Spandau Prison, and helped pronounce him dead when he hung himself at age 93. And these other pictures have to do with Vietnam, Berlin, a lot of the assignments that I had. I was in Vietnam, of course, Berlin and Frankfurt as my overseas tours. In between, I trained in internal medicine at Walter Reed, was the first dean of students at the military medical school, then was chief of medicine at Brooke Army Medical Center. So to say I had a wonderful career is an understatement. I loved every minute of it.
Sounds like
and you
it.
go on to the sword that I was presented at one point for the Army Medical Department. My command sergeant major, who was with me when I commanded Walter Reed, as well as when I was the Army Surgeon General and commanded the Army Medical Command. Interestingly, when I commanded Walter Reed, it was so special because I had trained there some years before,
Right.
20 plus years before.
Okay.
And so some coins, some other items, just pictures having to do with me in the role of Surgeon General, getting an anthrax immunization, setting up an anthrax vaccine manufacturing.
This picture is that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Facility in Israel.
Okay.
And then visiting in Kosovo, doing some things here during Fiesta Week in San Antonio.
Wow.
And that's the two kings in San Antonio during this big festival.
Okay.
So it's wonderful. But finally, I had to retire. And so here are the certificates of retirement, the parade by the old guard, my family at our quarters. And it was a wonderful 32 years of active duty. I got a lot of coins and medallions that you see here. And as we go around right here, I think you can see the pictures of me. Obviously, I loved uniforms, from band to Boy Scouts to my homecoming from Vietnam in front of our house, Welcome Home, Son. I did not experience a lot of the problems that other veterans face coming back, where things were thrown at them and so forth. Ephrata was very welcoming to me and appreciative. So yeah, I love that.
And where was this picture?
That's in Berlin when I took command, and they allowed me to say a few remarks, even make a joke or two.
Oh, tell me about these pictures. I know some of these people.
Yes, this is a few of the pictures of people that I had dealt with. Mamie Eisenhower, who I took care of for many years, her picture is not here. I also took care of William O. Douglas and a number of others. But Arnold Schwarzenegger, Barbara Bush, Bill Clinton, there's Alan Alda. The Queen Mother was the colonel of the British Medical Department Regiment. So we went to her birthday celebration. I also met the Queen and Prince Philip at that time. Then C. Everett Koop from Philadelphia, David Packard, John Eisenhower, Dwight and Mamie Eisenhower's son. And this one is fascinating. So it's Senator Shelby and myself meeting with Hosseini Mubarak, then president of Egypt. And I sat there and remember thinking, this is pretty cool for a little boy from Ephrata, Pennsylvania.
Yes, very cool.
Then we come around here, and a few more medallions, my promotion to colonel at Walter Reed. The little caduceus there is interesting. It was given to me by the Israeli Surgeon General, and he said it was presented to him because he was the physician with the Israeli forces on the raid to Entebbe. When Idi Amin in Uganda had taken a lot of Israeli hostages, they went in and rescued them. And so
it's quite an honor to have that.
Oh, it was an honor for him and certainly an honor for me, exactly. Then I was a Boy Scout, and this is my Eagle Scout distinguished recognition, some other cartoons, some of the fun things that Donna and I did, singing the Washington, at that time, Redskins cheerleaders, dancing in Argentina, my Sergeant Major and me, and doing some sailing. So it was not all work. It
Was it
was
all?
all fun.
That's
Always
always
fun.
good.
Absolutely.
All right, here's the uniforms.
So here are the
Other things.
uniforms. Yeah, on the bottom there's the medallion of the combat medic taking care of a soldier. I was presented with this bowl by the American Medical Association for distinguished service.
Okay.
My mess dress uniform with the picture of it being worn in a picture. I also have a dress blue uniform that looks just like this, except it's blue. And this, of course, is what I mostly wore, the green uniform. That's the working uniform in my time. And then the battle dress uniform over there with the boots, the general officer belt, holster, and pistol. It looks like it has a real gun in, but it's not, it's plastic. And in the middle there is a Vietnamese house that was presented to me by an old Vietnamese when I got there to our fire base in Vietnam. And somehow it made it through all of our moves. I'm not quite sure how.
Mm-hmm.
So it ends up with all of this after the Army. Although I still bleed green, there is life after the Army. And so I was fortunate to become the president of the University of North Texas Health Science Center. Then did several boards. I chaired the Uniformed Services University Board of Regents and some others, and still do work of that kind because you can't stop. You never know what's going to catch you.
That's very true. Well, anything else you'd like to add?
I think that pretty much covers it.
All right. Well, thank you. This has been wonderful. And thank you again for allowing us to display all of these things for the last year and a half, 2 years. A lot of people have seen these items of yours, and we so appreciate it.
Well, you are very kind, and believe me, it was my pleasure, and I am very humbled and honored. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And if you want to see more, please come and visit us here at the museum. Hours of operation are on our website, or you can give our library a call, and we would be glad to have you come and see what else we have.